Namaste. Good morning, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, the most honorable President Prime Minister Narendra Modi, adorable ministers and managers, respected doctors and directors, all my dear friends, I DrR from USA, heartily cordially welcome all of you. It is really nice time, nice place, nice section that we are appreciating Indian holy culture in the form of Hindi Divas. Hindi language is being respected, thanked, welcomed all over the world. What's the past of Hindi? That is Sanskrit. All Indian languages and dialects that we read, they were emerged from nature, language of nature is entirely different. Natural way of communication we learn from nature, and there is no any specific language or dialect for communicating in the nature. All birds, plants, trees, they communicate with their own language. They have their own way of speaking, reading, writing and listening, their thoughts, ideas, stream of consciousness. There is no need of any special grammar, special word, any rule or regulation for speaking, for interacting. We see the natural way of sharing, liking, subscribing thoughts and ideas from the nature. Today, whatsoever we see in the world, that has come from our nature. Nature teaches us like a teacher. Nature treats us like a doctor. Nature nurtures us like a mother. Nature plays a great role in our life. Today, in this present time, in 2025, it is being implemented by our present President Modi ji that everyone should plant a tree on the name of their mother, for the name of their mother, for respecting our holy motherland. We must respect nature. Nature never mistreat us. Nature never cheat, defeat, deceive us. But nature is always friendly and familiar. It is said by all our holy saints of this holy land, and this nature was praised by William Wordsworth in 18th century when there was revolution in France in 1789. It was due to materialism. Everyone was running after collecting materialistic goods. So, resultingly, there was revolution in France, and this revolution was not only related to France, but it spread out in the whole world, and mentally it affected all the personalities, citizens of the world. Because of materialism, everyone was running, looking, seeking peace of mind, tranquility of heart. Today, in this present time, it is happening in the world that everyone is running after collecting materialistic things. But it is only in India that addresses to the worldly people how they can get peace of mind, how they can establish peace in the world. This lesson, this example is being addressed only by the Indian Holy Land. It happened in history in 18th century period when there was no peace of mind, no tranquility of heart. Then William Wordsworth addressed to her sister, Dorothy Richardson, that she should not love with the worldly people because worldly people may deceive, cheat anywhere, anyhow. But this is nature that is always friendly and familiar. So nature has the true love with a human being for establishing equilibrium, for establishing balance in the ecosystem. Nature works like a God. Nature is God. According to the Holy Scripture, Holy Bible, it is said that all the natural elements are our family. They are always with us in past, present and future. We can never be alone if we are with nature. So, nature has its own time, its own discipline. We are to learn from the nature. Everything we can learn from nature. So we should respect the nature. Nature teaches us tolerance. Nature teaches us sacrifice, renunciation, austerities, and it fills us with multiplicity of life, which is the greatest feature of our nation. Let us go through unity in diversity from the words of the word. Supreme Court rejects review petitions filed against same-sex marriage ruling. We do not find any error apparent on the face of the record. We further find that the view expressed in both the judgments constituting the majority view is in accordance with law. As such, no interference is warranted. Accordingly, The review petitions are dismissed. Supreme Court bench says no error pointed out in October 2023 order. 5 bench expresses. News from New Delhi in a big setback to the petitioners demanding marriage equality rights in India. The five-judge bench of the Supreme Court on Thursday rejected the batch of pleas seeking review of its of 2023 verdict, which had refused to grant it legal recognition to same-sex and queer couples in the country. Apart from dismissing the application for listing review plea Gavai Suryakant B.V. Nagarthana P.S. Narasimha and Dipankar Datta said that they did not find any error apparent on the face of the record. We do not find any error apparent on the face of the record. We further find that the review expressed in both the judgments constituting the majority view is in accordance with law and as such. No interference is warranted. Accordingly, the review petitions are dismissed. Ordered the Justice Gavai led bench. The review petition filed under Article 137 of the Constitution against the decision rendered on October 17, 2023 argued that the impugned judgment is self-contradictory and manifestly unjust. The majority judgment is facially erroneous because it finds that the government is violating the petitioner's fundamental rights to discrimination and yet fails to enjoin the discrimination it contended. Ordinarily, review petitions are tested on very narrow grounds like mistakes of law, errors apparent on the face of the record, etc. Are often dismissed in chambers and are rarely given open court hearings. In its verdict delivered on October 17, 2023, the five-judge bench headed by then CJI D.Y. Chandrachud had declined to step down or read into gender neutral person in place of male and female existing under the Special Marriage Act and had left it to the legislature to take a call on enacting the marriage equality law. All five judges of the Constitution bench had unanimously agreed that there exists no unqualified right to marriage and accepted the center's proposal that the committee to be headed by the cabinet secretary be set up to examine what administrative steps could be taken to address basic social benefit concerns relating to same-sex couples. However, it had asked the union and state governments to ensure that the LGBTQ plus community is not discriminated against on the basis of their sexual orientation and queer individuals are not refused access to any goods or services. In July last year, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, the incumbent CJI, recused himself from hearing the review petitions and suggested circulating the review place before an appropriate bench. Future not in youth but in Buddha, says Modi at Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Diaspora hailed for upholding Indian values. Bhubaneswar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered Thursday a powerful message to the global community, emphasizing the Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered Thursday a powerful message to the global community, emphasizing the importance of peace over conflict and India's historical commitment to non-violence. भविष्य युद्ध में नहीं बुद्ध में है. The future lies not in war but in Buddha, he said during his inaugural address at the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas convention in Bhubaneswar. The Prime Minister referenced Emperor Ashoka denouncing war and embracing Buddhism at Dholi near the venue of the convention, commemorating Mahatma Gandhi's return to India in 1915, when the world was expanding empires by the sword. Our emperor choose the path of peace. Here, this is the same strength of our heritage that inspires India to tell the world today that the future lies not in war but in Buddha. Non-violence, peace by him, he said. Modi praised the contributions of the diaspora, noting their role in upholding Indian social values abroad. World leaders praise the Indian diaspora. A reason for this is the social values the diaspora brings to the societies there, he said. If India bloc is only for LS polls, better wind it up. Omar says from Jammu, asserting that there was no time limit attached to the India bloc. JNK CM Umar Abdullah on Thursday expressed dismay over the lack of clarity regarding its leadership and agenda, saying the alliance should be wound up if it was meant only for the parliamentary elections. Abdullah said the AAP, Congress and other political parties on the ground will decide how to effectively compete with the BJP. After the Sunday election in Delhi, they should call all alliance members. UCC in Uttarakhand from this month, said CM Dhami, Uttarakhand CM Pushkar Singh Dhami on Thursday highlighted the various initiatives taken in the state, reaffirming the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code in the Devbhoomi this month. We have formulated the Uniform Civil Code law in Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand. This is the state's first honor and will be implemented within this month. Dhami said during the inauguration of the 29th Uttarayani Mela in Breli. Farmer poisons self at Shambhu, Peter kills second. Three Naxals killed in Chhattisgarh encounter from Raipur. Executive legislature to take call on exclusion from reservation, Supreme Court says. From New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Thursday said the executive and the legislature would decide whether persons who had availed quota benefits and were in a position to compete with others were to be excluded from reservation. The bench of Justice DrR and Augustine George Massey made the observation on a plea referring to a 7-judge constitution bench judgment of the apex court in August last year. We have given a view that taking on into consideration the past 75 years, such persons who have already availed benefits and are in a position to compete with others should be excluded from reservation, but it is a call to be taken by the executive and the legislature, said Justice Gavai. The Constitution bench by a majority verdict held states here, and states were constitutionally empowered to make sub-classifications within the scheduled caste, which form a socially heterogeneous class for granting reservation for the upliftment of castes and castes that were socially and educationally more backward among them. Justice Gavai had said states must evolve a policy for identifying the creamy layer even among the Supreme Courts and scheduled tribes and deny them the benefit of reservation. Judicial inquiry into Tirupati stampede. Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, N. Chandrababu Naidu Thursday said he would order a judicial inquiry into the Tirupati temple stampede that left 6 people dead and 40 more injured, besides transferring 3 senior officials, including the district superintendent of police. Addressing a press conference, Naidu said he had ordered suspension of 2 officials, including a DSP, for their dereliction. He further said he noticed some obstacles in the administration and monitoring mechanism in Tirupati, which should have been preferred. Expressing relief, Naidu said he is announcing rupees 25 lakh ex gratia to the kin of the deceased and rupees 2 lakh to those injured. New water and in-house. Punjab's position slides over a decade. News from Chandigarh. Gangster working as home guard for 35 years caught from Varanasi. High Court dismisses Dock's plea for waiving bail conditions. News from Chandigarh. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has refused to waive the two bail conditions imposed on Dr. Pankaj Garg, an accused in the case of castration of Belasacha Soda followers, finding his petition completely devoid of merits. The High Court upheld the Panchkula trial court's requirements for him to surrender his passport and to seek permission before leaving the country to visit abroad. Prima facie, the allegation against the present petitioner is that he performed illegal castration of devotees or victims of Belasacha Soda. Says Haryana, this court examined the conditions and does not find any perversity or illegality thereof, requiring any interference by this court. The High Court held. Justice Deep Tiwari passed these orders. While dismissing the petition filed by Dr. Garg, a Panchkula-based citizen, for waiving or substituting the trial court's two conditions while granting him regular bail, he is one of the main accused in the accusation case along with Gurmeet Ram Singh and others. FIR regarding the castration was registered by CBI on Jan 7, 2015 on High Court directions. As per the statute, many followers were arrested at the behest of the Sirsa Dr. Pankaj Garg and Dr. MP Singh. Can't deny Garg passport over dad's objection. L&D had suggested 90-hour work week. From New Delhi, what do you do sitting at home? How long can you stare at your wife? How long can the wives stare at their husbands? Come on, get to the office and start working, Subramanian, L&T chairman says. Joyous flying high. Uttarayan, the vibrant festival of Makar Sankranti, is celebrated with unmatched zeal and enthusiasm across Gujarat, marking the ascent of joy as high as the kites that adorn the skies. This year, the International Kite Festival transformed into a cultural extravaganza, offering tourists a delightful blend of folk performances, traditional cuisine, and festive fun. The government of Gujarat has focused on upgrading tourism facilities in the state with a view to the festival. Highlights of the festival. A cultural extravaganza, Gujarat is renowned across India and internationally for its diverse fairs and festivals, which showcase the region's rich cultural heritage These events see enthusiastic participation from all sections of society and offer an excellent platform to promote tourism. Promoting tourism to boost the tourism sector and attract visitors. Gujarat's tourism department activity organizes fairs and festivals spotlighting the state's art, culture, handicraft, architecture, religious landmarks and scenic attractions. The International Kite Festival is celebrated as one of the Gujarat's most significant and vibrant events. This uniquely Gujarati phenomenon sees the skies over the state's cities and away colorful kites from down till dusk. The festival is held during the second week of January and coincides with Makar Sankranti or Uttarayan, a Hindu festival that marks the transition of winter to summer. On this day, typically marked by bright sunny weather and breezy conditions ideal for kite flying, normal routines come to a standstill, residents take to rooftops and streets to fly kites, engage in friendly competitions with neighbors and revel in the festival atmosphere. Tourism from around the globe flock to Gujarat to experience this spectacular event. Significance of Uttarayan or Makar Sankranti holds a special place in the hearts of Gujaratis. The tradition of flying colorful kites symbolizes the spirit of celebration and community. The global affair, first organized in 1989, the International Kite Festival aims to popularize Uttarayan worldwide, inviting kite enthusiasm from across India and abroad. Over the years, it has grown to showcase Gujarat's arts, craftsmanship, and culture while boosting tourism. Uttarad's growing to traditional beats, nestled the southwest of Gujarat's Mehsana district, the iconic Sun Temple of Modhera, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, comes alive each year with the rhythmic beats in India's cultural heritage. The three-day Uttarad's Mahotsav held during the third weekend of January following Uttarayan celebrates the country's traditional dance, forms and folk artistries in a spectacular showcase of grace, history and heritage. Nestled in the of Gujarat's Mehsana district, the Sun Temple of Modhera is a masterpiece of Solanki architecture built in 1029 CE under the patronage of King Bhimdev. The temple is a testament to India's unparalleled heritage, showcasing intricate carvings, advanced engineering, and celestial alignment that cleared a protected monument by the Archaeological Survey of India. It has recently been included in UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. The temple is uniquely designed to capture the sun's rays during equinoxes, bathing the sanctum in golden light, its historical significance and spiritual ayura make it a perfect venue for the annual Modhera Dance Festival, also known as Uttarath Mahotsav. Uttarath Mahotsav derives its name from the astronomical journey of the sun, held after Makar Sankranti when the sun begins its northward journey. Uttarayan, the festival, symbolizes the transition of seasons and the interplay of light and time. The vibrant event celebrated since 1992 aims to revive India's classical dance traditions while highlighting the cultural and spiritual legacy of Gujarat. Why visit the Mudhara Dance Festival? Artistic excellence, witness the Guru Shishya tradition come alive as dancers blend precision with spirituality, narrating tales of gods, heroes, and celestial journeys. Architectural splendor, the Sun Temple itself is a marvel with sandstone sculptures depicting stories from Hindu mythology and celestial beings. Cultural emergence, experience the diversity of India's classical dance forms against the ethereal setting of the temple under the starlit sky. The cultural kaleidoscope. The International Kite Festival celebrated at iconic tourist attractions like the Modhera Sun Temple, the Den of Kutch, and the Sabarmati River front in Afghanistan is a vibrant cultural showcase of Gujarat's rich heritage and dynamic spirit. Dynamic spirit. International Kite Festival of Gujarat, celebrated annually during Makar Sankranti, is a dazzling display of Gujarat's cultural vibrancy, artistry, and community spirit known as Uttarayan. This festival is not just about flying kites, it symbolizes the transition of the sun into the northern hemisphere and marks the beginning of longer days and the harvest season. The festival holds immense cultural and spiritual significance, deeply rooted in Gujarati traditions, global participation, and creative diversity. The festival draws kite enthusiasts, artists, and tourism from across India and around the globe. Participants showcase kites of every conceivable size, shape, and color, from traditional paper and bamboo kites to modern innovative designs that often carry the themes of cultural pride, social message, or technological creativity. International visitors bring kites inspired by their local traditions, creating a global tapestry of artistic expression in the skies of Gujarat. Key locations and celebrations. The festival celebrations are most prominent in Ahmedabad, but other locations such as Vadodara, Rajkot, Surat, and Kutch also come alive during the time. In Ahmedabad, the Sabarmati riverfront becomes a hub of activity with thousands gathering to witness the breathtaking spectacles of colorful kites dotting the sky. Kutch Festival integration. The Kite Festival is also the highlight of the Ran Utsav in Kutch, celebrated in the ethereal white desert. Here, the festival transforms into a multi-dimensional cultural experience with camel rides, folk performances and exhibitions of Gujarat's framed handicrafts. Cultural and economic impact. The festival serves as a platform for promoting Gujarat's cultural tourism, contributing significantly to the state's economy. It also fosters a sense of community and shared joy as families and friends gather on rooftops to complete infantry kite battles. The festive atmosphere is further enriched with traditional Gujarati food such as udiyu, jalebi and till laddus, making it a feast for all senses, a festive spectacles of light and life. As the sun sets, the sky transforms into a canvas of illuminated kites and lanterns, creating an awe-inspiring visual treat. Night flying, often accompanied by live music and dance performances, adds a musical touch, turning the festival into a cultural extravaganza. Parents can be legally forced to offer education funds to daughters. Supreme Court says girl has fundamental rights to pursue her education. News from New Delhi. Doctor has an indivisible, legally enforceable, and legitimate right to secure educational expenses from her parents, who can be compelled to provide necessary funds within their means, the Supreme Court recently said. The remarks of a bench comprising Justice Suryakant and Ujjal Milyan came in a matrimonial dispute in which the daughter of the estranged couple, who was studying in Ireland, refused to accept rupees 43 lakh given by her father towards her studies as a part of the total alimony he paid to her mother. She, being the daughter, has an indefeasible, legally enforceable, lawful and legitimate right to secure educational expenses from her parents. All that we observe is that the daughter has a fundamental right to pursue her education, for which the parents could be compelled to provide necessary funds within the limit of their financial resources. Said the benches January 2 further. The daughter of the parties, it said, to maintain her own dignity, had declined to retain the amount and asked him to take the money back, but he refused. The daughter was legally entitled to the amount. The court said the father was said to have spent the money compelling reasons, indicating he was financially sound to provide her with the financial assistance towards her academic pursuits. Respondent number 2 daughter has thus got a right to retain that amount. She need not therefore return that amount either to the appellant, means mother, or to respondent number 1's father, and may suitably appropriate it as she may deem fit, said the court. The bench referred to the settlement agreement entered into by the estranged couple on November 28, 2024, which was also signed by the daughter. The court said the husband had agreed to pay a total sum of rupees 73 lakh to his estranged wife and daughter, of which rupees 43 lakh was meant for his daughter's academic goals and the rest for his wife. It observed since the wife had received her rupees 30 lakh share and the parties were admitted living separately for the past 26 years. The bench saw no reason to not grant of the decree of divorce by mutual consent. Consequently, we invoke our powers under Article 142 of the Constitution and dissolve the marriage of the parties by granting a decree of divorce by mutual consent it had. The court further directed, as a result of the settlement agreement, the parties should not pursue any court case against each other, and if there was a pending case before any form, it should be disposed of in terms of the agreement. The parties shall have no claim against each other in future and shall abide by the terms and conditions of the settlement agreement, which shall form part of this order itself. Will we continue to see hedge every year any solution? High Court says from Mumbai. The Mumbai High Court on Thursday wondered if there would be a solution for air pollution in the city or if citizens have to continue seeing hedge each year after Diwali. It also suggested that bakeries should be prohibited from using wood and coal and banned for CNG and electric cars. The division bench of Chief Justice D.K. Upadhyay and Justice Girish Kulkarni said while all authorities are broadly aware of the problems and the reasons behind Mumbai's depleting AQI, the solution and measures to be taken need to be arrived at immediately. The bench had in 2023 taken shoe motto on its own cognizance of poor air quality in the city and state. On Thursday, the court noted that each year the situation is the same after Diwali. What is the solution in such situations? All this starts every year after Diwali. Broadly, we know the problems and the causes. So now, what is the solution? Or do we continue to see this haze every year all over Mumbai? There is such low visibility on some days, the bench said. The court noted that in 2023 it permitted the bursting of firecrackers only for a few hours daily during the Diwali festival, but its directive was not implemented at all. We saw firecrackers being burst even up to 1 a.m. in the morning, despite orders. The implementing agencies did not follow our orders at all, it said. The court said it was sorry to know that no provocative measures have been taken by the Brahman Mumbai